Everyone, welcome back to the Talking Norf podcast. Today I've got a new segment. So up on my Instagram, I put up a poll asking my followers to, give me some questions or some things about North Melbourne and the general AFL season. And I've picked out the best ones from that and hopefully making this maybe a weekly or fortnightly video. So to start off with, my good mate Xavier sent in a few ones. His first one was free agency signing for North in this next trade period. He's given me three options: Sam Taylor, Sam De Koning, and Cozzy Pickett. So if I had to pick out of those three players, I'd go for Sam Taylor. I think he is one of the best one-on-one defenders in the AFL, and I think he fills a position that we need. Cozzy Pickett is definitely the best player from that, but I think we have enough midfielders and enough forwards of his type. Obviously, he would be our best player if he joined, but I think we need to fix the defence before improving our forward line. So, out of those three, I'm picking Sam Taylor from the Giants. Next up, he's given me a start bench cut out of three of North Melbourne's youngsters: Finn O'Sullivan, Colby McKercher, and George Wardlaw. That is a great question. Three amazing players, three top 4 draft picks. To start off with, I would start Finn O'Sullivan. I think Finn O'Sullivan will probably be the best player out of those three. He has the best tank. I think he's shown the most out of the three this year. Then for bench, I would go George Wardlaw. He probably has the highest ceiling out of the three. Unfortunately, he has just picked up another hamstring injury, but I think his explosiveness off the bench is amazing. And then, unfortunately, I would have to cut Colby McKercher. I think he's a good player, but I think out of the three, he's the weakest. And there's maybe a chance he goes to Tasmania. So, I would start Finn O'Sullivan, bench George Wardlaw, and cut Colby McKercher. And then his last question was start, bench, cut non-North Melbourne players: Nick Watson, Isaac Rankin, and Shai Bolton. Three very good players. I'm going to just base it off this year. I'm going to go start Nick Watson, bench Shai Bolton, and cut Isaac Rankin. I think, Watson's been the best out of the three this year and probably will be the best out of the three. I think Rankin and Bolton have shown more in their careers, but they are 4-5 years older. So I'd go start Nick Watson, bench Shai Bolton, and cut Isaac Rankin. Thanks for those ones, Xavier. Next up, Jacob Constanti Worshipper. Not a question, but a statement, but I can kind of give an answer for this one. He has said, get rid of the 3 ruck system. It's so frustrating, and it doesn't give Jacob Constanti a pay rise. I agree with the first statement. I think the 3 ruck system is not working. Sherry, Dawson, and Trembath. It's just too tall. I would go with just Sherry and Trembath chopping in the middle, and then you can get Jack Darling to ruck a little bit around the ground. I don't understand why we've got 3 rucks. I think we're maybe the only team that's doing it. So I completely agree. I don't know about it. It's stopping Jacob Constanti from having a pay rise. I'm not sure if that's got any correlation, but maybe it's impacting Constanti's game a little bit. Maybe we're too tall. But thank you for that one, Jacob Constanti Worshipper. Next up, I've got a question from @hello102838. They've said, we need an updated Donald Trump impression from Suv. I agree, but I think, to be honest, Suv kind of perfected it already. I'm not sure what else he can do to improve his Donald Trump impression because it was pretty good. I would rather him focus on his set shot kicking, but our skipper's got some pretty good impressions. Can definitely see him being a commentator down the line. Next up from Kate's Postcards. Is the surface work done at Arden Street last month to blame for the hamstring injuries at North for the men's and women's teams? So Kate here is referring to George Wardlaw, Jenna Bruton, and Emma Carney. Interesting. I wouldn't think so. I think George Wardlaw did his hamstring in a game. yes, he's picked up hamstring injuries at training in the past, over the off-season, last season, but the resurfacing is very recent. I'm not too sure on the details of Jenna Bruton and Emma Carney's hamstring injuries. I think hamstring injuries just happen. I don't know necessarily if bad turf is to blame. It is interesting, though, that we did get 3 hamstring injuries across the men's and the women's programs within the same week. But I wouldn't be connecting it to the surface. I think Jenna Bruton and Carney are at the back end of their careers. Bruton's had some injury stuff in the past. I'm pretty sure Carney did her hamstring last year. So I think it's a coincidence. I would like to think so. I'd be pretty surprised if the resurfacing of Arden Street was to blame for these 3, but it's definitely an interesting connection. Thanks for that one, Kate. Next up, Judd Does Footy. Where do I think North Melbourne will finish to end the season? Great question. So going into this season, I guessed that North Melbourne would finish 14th on the ladder. I had us winning 7 games for the year. We've already surpassed that. We're already at 8 wins for the season. But do we win any more games for the season? I'm not sure. I can easily see us losing every game for the rest of the season. I know that's very pessimistic, but we've got coming up, we have Collingwood, Melbourne, St Kilda, Bulldogs, Geelong, Sydney and Hawthorn. I would say that we lose our last 4 to the Bulldogs, Hawthorn, Sydney and Geelong. If we can pick up 1 win from the next 3, that would be good, maybe 2. I'd be ruling out wildcard, so I think we finish below 10th. I think we can get 2 more wins for the rest of the season, so I think we end up on 10 wins. I do also think the teams around us are going to be winning a lot of games. A lot of the teams around us have a pretty easy run home. So I would say, I think we're going to finish 13th to end the season at the highest, I'd say. Based on my predictions, if we win 2 more games, I think we finish 13th. I think we'll probably be the same in terms of the win count with maybe the Saints or the Giants or Collingwood or whatever. But I think our percentage will be the difference between maybe us finishing 11th and finishing 13th. But yeah, thanks for that question, Judd. And then last question from Sam, who was the Essendon fan that was on that episode. He has said, can we see the Jim Skin shoulder drop? I'll do it if we beat Collingwood this weekend. I will do the Jim Skin shoulder drop on my Instagram if North Melbourne beat Collingwood on Friday night. But that's a big if. But yeah, thank you for sending in those questions, guys. Hoping, yes, to make this maybe a fortnightly thing. Every week or 2, I'll put up a poll and get you guys to put in your questions over on Instagram. You know, feel free to submit more than one. But yeah, just ask away about anything North Melbourne, anything AFL. But yeah, thanks for tuning in to this short episode. Just thought I'd try out this new segment, you know, get the fans involved. I've just hit 1,000 followers over on Instagram, nearly at 1.5 thousand on TikTok. So the growth recently has been amazing, and thought, you know, I'd show some appreciation to my followers and get them involved with the channel. So again, thank you guys for following. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Even if you're just watching the clips and the edits and my stories over on Instagram, that is much appreciated. Anything goes a long way to the growth of my account. So yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you for the Collingwood preview.